Big what up. Just coming through. We just finished up here at the expo, day one. Um, Fair Grow coming through here. Fair Grow Australia channel. We had a little bit of a hiccup there in the beginning with getting in, and I don't know, obviously people just had a bit of an issue with what, but the management absolutely didn't. He was more than happy to have me film and walk around. He actually did an interview. I hope I can get a bit of a better one tomorrow. But just closing it up. Awesome day. Great to see the culture and how things are moving. I'll come back tomorrow though, and give me like a, what do you call it? Be a bit closer, I guess, and give me more time to go around, get a view. It was wicked. Really good thing. Actually got Tammy Franks spoke. Got to meet Jenny Hallam. Excuse the name, but you know, the lady who was up on the front line advocating. I got to discuss with Tammy Franks too. Actually, she was very nice because I discussed my situation of currently being blacklisted from the medical, and she was happy enough for me, if I contact her, she will write to the people concerned. She hadn't heard of this issue happening before, but she was down to advocate, and she said on Wednesday they'll be doing the proposal for the 6 plant allowance. She was pretty cool, the way she was talking about that. Hopefully she might be there tomorrow, I'm not sure, but basically, just saying that 6 is where to start from. I asked her the question of basically why have if the laws are situated there. I said, with the 6 plant allowance and stuff, how come, what's the guys under hydroponics, and how come Australia's in this situation where they ban everything hydroponically? We can see in America and Canada, people are allowed to grow indoors for themselves, under the regulations. And basically what she said, we do have ideal conditions here for sun-grown weed, cannabis. It's absolutely true. But, I think she just said it came down to about maybe during the 70s, that sort of period of time, there was a lot of political push to ban hydroponics completely in Australia, which came through, and a lot of these several bills did get passed. So that's the situation they're in. They're actually trying to, they'll push their way through, I guess, slightly if they can get their foot in the door with the 6 plant allowance, but then start changing things from there, and just overviewing what's what. So currently, from what I understood, that's why the situation is where it's at. It was just previously, during the 70s and 80s, the parliaments had passed a complete prohibition of hydroponic growth, and that would be for anything, vegetables and all. So hopefully things can change, but we do have awesome sun grow around the place. Awesome environment. That was cool. I got to see, I did put it up, I saw a trog, which was cool. Another independent, awesome design and stuff. I'll come back tomorrow, I'll get a better look. But there was also a place called ACU. Awesome sounding place. That's why Green Lungs, I thought maybe you might know a bit about it. But currently, it's good to see that these things are out there. And as he was saying, actually, there's a lot of stigma and kind of boogeyman type narrative and thought put out by the opposing people, just to I guess scare away the people who the possible market that they just don't know, and they have nothing against cannabis, but just because they think they might get in trouble with the law, they don't. Whereas in actuality, there's a lot of things there which you can. Even saying, he was mentioning there for that farm that he's on, they're growing copious amounts of medical grade for right, and it's obviously for right reasons. It's going places. He said that they did have a one of the grows they did came across, and basically they had to burn it because it was a hemp grow. This is what he's saying. So for $500 in New South Wales, you can pay for that license at that cost, and you grow any amount of, it's hemp though, I'm pretty sure he was getting that, any amount that you want. But he did also say, like, the plant is cannabis and only cannabis. There is no difference. The only difference is a political classification, being hemp is something grown to a certain height with only like a certain amount of THC, like that 0.3 or whatever that number is. But it is actually the same plant. If that plant continued to grow, there would be a higher level or something. So basically he said that they didn't know how it happened, but they tested the flowers and they didn't reach the standard that they usually did. Maybe it came through with like a shock, something shocked in the plant, and it just that trait bred out. Or maybe there was a illegal grow somewhere close by and it pollinated it, but it eventuated in something like the plant being only like half, something like the number is 1%, but it had 1.6%, so they had to burn it all. But in saying that, like, basically, he said $500 for that license to grow as much as you want. And, these are probably things people don't really realise. It's obvious, I don't think that classified for THC, but it could. I might talk to him tomorrow if I can and, go from there. But really, really cool. Glad I came along. I was a little bit late, but I'll come here early tomorrow and try and stick around for the whole day. The manager guy was awesome. Like, that really did show me a lot. Like, and if you guys view the earlier video when I came here, like, this is the sort of shit that, like, I'm going through on a daily basis, numerous times a day, confronting people like that. Come to the door, oh, you can't film, and then tell me to leave, and then dob me into the security guard saying, oh, he was filming me without my consent. So security man comes out, who are you? So rude, so rudely, not what's going on, how are you, what's the situation, just, no. These people told me you were doing that. Firstly, he said 3 people had claimed that you're filming them without consent. I just got to the front gate to try and buy a ticket, and I didn't film it at all. It was because the camera was on the dongle facing me. They thought that the camera was facing them, but it wasn't. He didn't want to hear the proof of it or anything. Just said, no, you get out. You want me to kick you out? These people, it went from 3, then it went to 6 people filming you. And then basically I go and enter, and the management, the man who created the festival, was going, nah, you've got every right to film here. And he did a bit of an interview there, which was cool. But on the guys that if the mainstream media come through, they might like sensationalize something and just blow up a little. They might see a stall and blow it up. But, it's quite sad. Like, it's good that cool, like, he was there to, put him straight. But, that's the type of attitude which is out there. They just want to shut it down, just because maybe how I was dressed, how I was look, I didn't look right to them, Really, really, really sad state of affairs for that shit to happen. It's disgusting, man. Especially at, like, an expo like this. We're at a wellness thing for, like, psychic, mind, body, and cannabis festival, but no, if you don't look like me and you don't fit in the part, wearing a suit and tie, looking all good, Caucasian style, like, nah, bro, it's not nice. And, like, it might sound funny to you guys, but that's what happens on so much, man. Every day people are faced with this sort of shit. It's just nonsense. You gotta get rid of that shit. I wanted to, like, have a body cam so that I can capture these moments every day, because it happens so much. It's disheartening. And even to think on the blacklisting of the thing, like, what got me there to get that? I don't know. But anyway, hopefully I can get it sorted out as soon as possible. But as I said, Tammy Franks, man, was so nice lady. She was willing. She just met me, spoke to me for about a minute, and, said, look, email me. I'll be willing to email those people, the health body, and try and get along and get something happening. So easy anyway. It's in 10 minutes. I'll get out of here. I appreciate all you guys sticking around. Do what you do. Hopefully there's a live soon. I'll come through, check it out. I'll be on the way home. You know what it is. Ganja is the greatest gift given. We've got to free the Yandi. Because of the simple fact, if we want to take it in there in the way that they're talking about, it's got to be directly, treating a symptom which a patient has been diagnosed by a prescribed doctor, well, that's the case. And, get out there and treat yourself, medicate yourself, because it's working for me so much, so much. Like the way that I am here now, being up on the camera and talking to you guys and having the channel is way, way far from where I was, like the older me. I've always had the talent to get up on stage and perform and not care about in front of a crowd. But prior to this, I would have never had my photo taken. I wouldn't have, I wouldn't want to talk online, nothing like that, because I was probably involved in kind of, how they would say, I guess they'd say the street world or whatnot, but like that's how I was, and it wasn't talking nothing but talking business. If you weren't, no point in just talking jargon. We're talking about where you are, how much you want, what you need, like all of that. Just that's it. Makes sense on that point, and cool, I'll be there. And I got away from doing that side of life. I realized the chemicals kill people slowly, and it's a trap. You're going through the legal system. It's the natural, in their pure natural form, yes, I see everything in moderation, cool, but the way the system runs and it's not good. It's locking people up, it's killing people. Anyway, so I sort of fell into ganja, and I always have really liked it, but promoting this now, finding you guys, finding this community, coming with the channel, and like to be in this position of advocacy, and it's pushing me so much like in a great direction, because I really want to get up on the front and talk to these political people, start a corporation of our own, even this community, bro. Like the grow show going on with this merchandise is good. It's going to get up there, be in the front, and then just raise awareness. But I want to do it for the fact of how, I guess, even being with the black market, having the black on your head, the blacklisting thing on my head, well, if I'm on video, then I'm doing it for these reasons, to medicate. And they are specifically treating a symptom, which comes about because, as I can say, and I was getting back to this point, like I've found myself so much more open and just being able to release, being on the medical, and the high grade of that has really, really helped. As I said yesterday, I found out that news that unfortunately something's come up on their system. And I just felt sick in the guts, tremendously, really bad, like going up and suicidal to a sense, just what can I do? Where am I going? What's going to happen? Just from these words that they told me, because, there's no way for me to find out what I did wrong. But going inside and like medicating on a whapper, on some whapper, one joint, I felt so much better. Like really, even though the situation hadn't been fixed or nothing changed, I just felt so much better. Like, all right, I will get through it. I can go out and go to uni now and be active. Whereas prior to that, and even now, because it still only happened on Thursday, so I'm really finding it hard to engage with uni. I got a lot that's due next week. I've got to do over this weekend. And I'm finding it hard because all in my head, I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? I need to sort this out and kind of ease my mind to find out where my position is with this. Can I be approved in a week, or is it going to take 2 months? Or, so I won't find anything out really till next week. I've got to talk to the GP tomorrow, and then she'll probably talk to these ones, but she'll send an email to the DDU, the Dependency Drug Unit in South Australia. But, just so that in all that fact, and they're going to take it away from somebody, which will resort. I can see that made me think, and not surprisingly, how people would turn to suicide, turn back to drugs, turn to crime when they get cut off from something. Because I had no intention of doing anything wrong. They didn't tell me what I've done wrong, and it's just smack bang, and I got to try and fight it somehow. They're not really, telling you how to do it. So that's the sad state. So I really want to try and be up here pushing for this and advocating for it, because it works. And not just even this for this mental side of it. As we were saying yesterday, there are children out there with cancers and epilepsies and brain disorders and stuff who get treated within a minute. They will be going through an episode, give them a dose, a minute later, we're good to go. It's that reality in itself is just so much proof beyond doubt And it doesn't just happen for one person, it's happening for, thousands of people. But obviously there's something in the way, um, which is hindering the freedom of the plant. But it is what it is. We're all here, I guess, doing what we do. We're living proof that cannabis is not criminal. Cannabis is helpful. There is so much benefit in it. It brings people together, creates community. So, all in that is just something. Isn't that what we want for society? Something to be working on a progressive level where, it's not disorder. It's kind of, it works. Like there's like clockwork. Things are smooth. Things run on together. Anyway, I don't have the answer, but I do reckon the Yandi is a huge part of that answer, because if everybody was to consume, then, mind states would just be more calm, would be more understanding. There'd be less, and actually those children out there, like, and it's not just children, it's also adults, but the ones, with severe cancers that have to go through chemotherapy, this helps, man, like so much. But sup, King B, hope you're good, man. I'll probably sign out now. I've been ranting a little bit. I appreciate you guys, bro. Got 10 people up in the house. That means a lot to me. So I'll come back tomorrow. But actually, I'll probably go back home tonight and I'll do a Saturday strain review. So I'll probably see you there if you want. But stay cool, stay fresh. I thank you all, and it's a great day. Thanks, Hook, bro. If you're out there and you see this, thanks for telling me about this place, bro. If you come tomorrow, it'd be cool. It'd be good. You know which way. Much peace to everybody, eh? I love you all. Stay good. Stay fresh.